Hello fellas, how you guys doing out there? This is Frankie Dayl here. Okay guys, for this beautiful gorgeous Saturday afternoon, I got another video for you. I'm finishing up on my plate of builds I've done that are laying around. I went and rearranged my man cave a little bit. I've got all those airplanes I have there behind me in place. I got a 5.5 foot model of the Lurleen, which is a Matson line cruise ship of the 1940s and 50s. San Francisco bound. Our sister ship is the Matsonia and also the Monterey. And right now, just stage is right there. You can see it's a big ship, guys. The Matson line is the old White Fleet. Anyway, the topic of the video of today, Saturday, I have another finish up build I got started, and this is a U-control job that I've done, and this is an old kit I got in years past, and it's all done almost, but I got a few things, and we'll discuss it as we review the airplane. The aircraft subject in view of this video is an old 1972 Sterling kit. A Sterling model airplane company is probably, along with Gwillows and Comet and Meagow and Gene Du Bois and a host of the other early balsa wood kit, even the Cleveland kits, are probably one of the oldest kit manufacturers in the world. Actually, Sterling's were the first balsa wood manufacturer in the world that die cutted the balsa wood, and today's standards is very, very crude, because a lot of that die cut was crushed, and that's why on those old plans right there they always give you templates of your formers and wing ribs in case that part is destroyed or something's wrong. You can always make another one and use that template. But in general, a lot of guys just got rid of the die cut stuff and went ahead and just made a copy of the templates and the traces on wood and just used it in place. And but there's a secret. There's a lot of problems with those old die cut kits. That you start moving parts, the parts itself breaks, and you get aggravated. And you want to shove the kit in the corner and curse yourself for buying it. But the trick is, guys, you got to take the die cut part of the sheet, which is die cut on, and turn the printed side down, the back side up. With a sanding block, you just keep sanding that wood till you get down to the die cut part, flip it over, and the parts come out very easily. And coat it with glue. Elmer's white glue, or Carpenter's glue, or Ambroid, or whatever there is out there. But anyway, this is an old 1972 kit of the 1931 Great Lakes 2T-1 trainer. Now this here is a U-control job with a wingspan of 33 inches, and it calls for Class A and B engines, or Class B and C engines, my apologies, 19 of the 35 engines. But in place of that, I got me a big brushless motor. I don't know what it is. It comes off an old, I had a buddy of mine had an old foamy job. It was an Albatross D5. They call them R's, all ready to fly. It's built already. All you gotta do is put it together. It's electric motor, big old electric motor, and I think it's a little more powerful for this. And there's a story behind me doing this. I'll explain. Okay, guys. Well, I'll take the camera and we'll take a look at the Great Lakes trainer here. There she is right there. There's the box right there, guys. I'll zoom in a little closer here. That's what she looks like right there. There's the Great Lakes trainer. This is a 1931 2T-1 special. This was a civilian training biplane sports ship. The Great Lakes Aircraft Company made a host of good aircraft designs. Most of them it was in contract with the United States Navy, and it made ON3s and O2Ss and OSC3s, biplane floatplanes, which were mounted on aircraft carriers, and most of them were on battleships and cruisers. But the Great Lakes did a very good contribution to the war by creating some beautiful looking biplane fighters until the monoplane came into view, and these went out with the dodo. Okay, we'll look at the Great Lakes trailer here. I got a big motor right there. This big engine right here came off that already a foamy job, EPA foam job, those scale foam planes you got nowadays, radio control jobs. This has all been mounted, screwed into the engine barriers, and this comes off. The battery slides in the middle. I got speed control. This is going to be U control. This is going to be U control RC. Years ago, guys, back in my early Sterling kits that I've built, used to have a Roberts bell crank system. You had 3 lines. You had 2 lines that operated the elevators up and down, but the third one operated a throttle that hooked up to the carburetor to the engine. And it had a return spring to keep that thing in neutral all the time. When you pull back more throttle, and release the throttle, it'll come back to its natural neutral position again. It was all spring activated. Nowadays, with technology we're caught into, and some of it is very good for modeling. What I'm going to do in this here, I'm going to have a transmitter hooked up to my hip while I'm flying this thing. This transmitter controls the throttle. I got a speed control already inside this airplane already, along with the battery. And I got a DX6 radio transmitter, and I got a binding cable which you bind onto the park flyer job stuff. Well, this motor will pull this plane, and it'll do more than what I want it for, but I have total control because I've got throttle control all electronically incorporated into the transmitter and the receiver in this here aircraft. And I'm going to go ahead and change the propeller. I don't like the plastic prop. I'm going to go ahead and use the, you get me a wood one. Make sure it's a 10 inches long, a 10 by 3, yeah. And that'll fit this motor, and it'll span quite well. And we'll tell you something, fellas, these things are very sharp, these blades are. This motor will take your finger off. It'll take your finger off like you chewing off a Slim Jim. You see your finger? Now you don't. And it won't even stop. That's very sharp, so you gotta be careful. These plastic props are like razor blades. After you get nicked, buddy, you're gonna see red before your eyes. You better hope your finger's still there. So you gotta watch out for these things, fellas. You gotta respect them and be careful. And make sure that these motors are, now this thing's screwed in and epoxied. And I used screw locking compound, which locks the thread locks. It won't, reverberation won't cause it to loose. It's there for keeps, guys. Only way that motor is going to come out is that this thing's going to be destroyed, the whole thing. So it's here for keeps. And it's a beautiful airplane. I still got work to do on it. I got to get the undercarriage I got to do on it. I got to get the inner plane strut. I got to get that sanded down real well and painted. And the covering on this thing is monocoat, and I cover it with a lacquer paint called Go Mango, which is like a naval, like a dark orange color. Gives this brilliance of dark orange. And got the decals on the wings, as you can see. Next, I got to paint the black. The black will come down like this and go all the way aft. And you'll have white pinstripes on there too. On this here, I got the cowling. It's a plastic cowling they give you. I've already pre-shaped this thing to fit. I know this has a good fit when I screw it onto here. We'll come in as a tad here, guys. Right here is a mounting block. This is hardwood. This is hard basswood, hard basswood, solid basswood. It's already been epoxied to the firewall here. I'm going to drill some holes here. Same thing on the other side. And take this. Take this here. locate, mark holes, and drill. First take the prop off, then I'll fit in place there, and that's when I do the detail painting on it. Then the last parts will be all cosmetic stuff. It'll be stuff like louvers, the engine, cylinders, top of the engines and everything. A lot of detail work, and plus the rigging. So I have the thing done by next week sometime. And I've been so involved in this catch-ups. The only time, guys, well, I can be able to catch up to stuff is like during the summer months, seems like to me. Because that gives you a lot of time to catch up things I had started. And like I said, guys, I cleaned up my man cave. I had stuff unbelievably. I was out of sight, out of mind. I said, wow, you know, this stuff here is been here for a long time. I had no idea it was there. So I shipped it down to the basement, all boxed up nice and neatly and beautifully. And so I got a lot of room in my man cave. Like I say, I got rid of all those airplanes above behind me. And I got my big Matson line radio control passenger ship of the 1940s and 50s. I'll probably be working on that maybe latter part of the winter time. So I got it out of there to make room for more boxes of airplanes. And I got a lot of room back there to walk around. I don't have to worry about breaking, knocking stuff over, and busting stuff. And when I saw my Great Lakes trainer sitting behind the table back there, I said, man, I got to finish this thing. Enough is enough. I get this thing done because this is a one-of-a-kind airplane. I bought this back in 1972. It cost me $20. And they don't make this no more. This is the last of the U-Control biplane series that Sterling made before they went out of business. Sterling went out of business back as early as 1982. And it's because they had a big fire at one time. It destroyed all the stamp and die machines and everything, and it just rendered them out of business because they're going back over 50 years of machinery, of die-cast machines and everything that made all the wood parts. They're just destroyed by fire. So fire destroys everything. It's a shame. So Sterling was a very crude kit at the time. It was the only kit available. Back in those days, there wasn't no laser cut or nothing. So when you got die cut parts on your kits, guys, just take the die cut part face down on the back side of the sheet, sand with a sanding block, because you're sanding weight away, and plus you're making the parts fall off the sheet. It's real easy. So anyway, I got a lot of parts here. I got the undercarriage legs. I got a shape. I got the other undercarriage fairings that will be done. Got the turtle back right here goes on here, has to be done. And I got the wing guide right here, has to be done. I'm going to stain this and screw it to the interplane struts. Okay, guys, we're going to take this camera out of yours truly, and that'll be it for me. And to get this thing uploaded, and I got to prepare for work. And each one of you guys have a very wonderful, beautiful day. It's a gorgeous day to go out and take the family out for a barbecue and play a game of cornhole or something. And outdoor family activities. Take a boat out in the water, RC boat, fly an airplane, or just going outside. It's very gorgeous and joyous. So that'll be that. Okay, guys, this is Frankie Dayl signing off. The next video is going to be the final reveal for this here Great Lakes. I should have this thing done by tomorrow, hopefully. And I have the final reveal for it by Monday. And I got a video coming up on the tippy build. I haven't posted any pictures of it yet, though, but I've been tinkering with it a little bit here and there. But right now, my goal, fellas, is just got to get this stuff out of the way, because I don't want this stuff ruined, destroyed, because this is one of a kind of an airplane, and it deserves to be put together and fly so people can enjoy it, and I can enjoy it as well. And I know that it's done, and it looks very pretty. And so, okay, guys, make Mama happy as always. Frankie Dayl signing off. God bless you guys. Take care, fellas, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye, gentlemen.